snacks.
What it do, snackers and snackettes? This your boy Gage here on the couch, your host for Loaded Snacks Weekly. This week, brought with me the homie Sim.
Yes, sir.
The homie Jokes.
Yo.
Got it. I got it right this time.
Got it right this time.
Got it right this time.
Yeah.
Alright, so listen, we are in full recovery mode from BlurCon.
Ain't that the truth?
BlurCon was awesome.
It was awesome.
We had a great time.
Yes, we did.
We met a lot of people.
A lot of people.
Very much so.
I'm gonna do some shout outs later for some of y'all from BlurCon. This week, here's what's happening. We're gonna jump right in and talk about Moviepass.
Ho ho ho.
We're gonna talk about Requiem. I don't even know if y'all know who that is, but you will when we talk about it.
Okay.
We're gonna take a break. When we come back, we have a surprise.
Oh, surprise.
We love surprises.
Do you?
No.
I'm okay with
I didn't think so.
I'm okay with surprises, but this guy when it comes time for surprises.
Yeah, but you usually gotta eat his surprises or drink them.
Snack bites for you guys.
I shouldn't have said that. That's okay. Anyway, so look, man, is Moviepass dead?
Dog.
That seems to be the sentiment right now. I didn't have a chance to read the article about what has happened, so I'm glad you're talking about this to enlighten me.
Just know, one of those days was that I believe it was Thursday if I'm not mistaken. They pretty much ran out of money.
Okay.
So when folks were trying to
My bad, bro. That's what happened.
Okay. They just straight up broke.
ran out of money. So
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
folks try to do the normal, go to the theater, check in, use the Moviepass. It would not work. It would not work. So, some people were thinking, oh, maybe it's just certain movies, certain time, but it was just happening everywhere. No one, the check-in, the movies were just gone. The list was just not there.
Was the website still up and running?
The website was there, but
yeah,
the app when you go into to do the check-in and all that, all the theaters and all the movie showings were just gone.
It was Russian hackers. You will not enjoy movies.
No movie for you.
All right, check this out. So I'm gonna just read this. To
Go
y'all,
for it.
Okay. This is the letter.
Oh, there's a letter.
Oh, an official letter. Okay.
Yeah. Dear Moviepass members,
That would be me.
first and foremost,
I feel sorry for you, sir.
I want to personally apologize to each of you for the inconsistencies and unreliability of our service over the past few days. Additionally, I regret our lack of proactive communication with you during this time.
Very true.
We are working hard to improve the communications to our community moving forward. Over the last several days, we've begun making changes to our service that will help us continue to offer our members a high-value, low-cost, in-theater movie experience. We believe that the company we have built, the fastest-growing subscription company in history with more than 3 million members, has revolutionized the movie industry in the U.S. The first half of 2018, so the total box office grew by almost 10% compared to last year, and we know Moviepass is responsible for a significant portion of that unprecedented
Okay,
growth.
let's get to the butt. Stop
Hey,
shooting your horn.
yeah,
Stop shooting your horn.
yeah.
Let's get to the butt. Right.
Here it comes.
Okay.
In order to continue growing our service and maintain a high level of financial discipline, we need to make some modifications.
I've already seen some of those modifications.
1. We must reduce availability for big new release titles such as Mission Impossible Fallout and other popular new releases, at least for a while, as we adjust the business model. We are working on making this more clear in the app so you know which titles are available. 2. Showtimes that are offered through our service will vary from day to day, and every showtime may not be available. We encourage you to check the Moviepass app for showtimes before you leave for the theater. 3. While our customer service team has made great strides as of late, we still have a long way to go to provide the most responsive customer service experience for you. In the meantime, access to immediate support may become limited. However, we are working to prioritize the requests of members who are at the theater and introduce more self-help tools, as well as focus our resources on fixing glitches and bugs in the app. Finally, we want to be as transparent as we can with these changes and any future changes. We are committed to giving you the best experience. We count on your support and loyalty while we implement these necessary steps for the company you've grown to love. Thank you for your understanding and patience. We'll be in touch with more updates as we have them. Mitch Lowe, CEO of Moviepass. So, let's start over. Hey, bro, is Moviepass dead?
Man, they done. Get them out of here.
Here's the thing, right?
Hey, it was good while it lasted. I will admit, I think I got my fair share out of my Moviepass.
I didn't. I barely used it.
Barely
which is
used it.
Stupid. But for the way I watch movies, it doesn't actually benefit me for
As
real.
much.
If I had time to go to the movies more often, like going to the movies for me is a planned event.
Mm-hmm.
It's an event. It means it's coming out. I know it's coming out, and I plan to go see this movie way ahead of time, and I'm going early. I'm going to the first showing. Moviepass won't let me do it. You know what I mean? I buy my tickets early. Moviepass won't let me do that. You know what I mean? So it doesn't do me any good. On the flip side of that, you know, AMC was the main ones who were like, nah, we not having this. We trying to block Moviepass. We're trying to sue Moviepass. This is an outrage. You know what I'm saying? like, but they have their own now, right? Which they introduced, and so it's $20 a month. And it includes
3 movies.
IMAX. It's 3 movies a week, $20 a month. Includes IMAX.
Still
you know what
not
I
a
mean?
bad
In 3D, and so it's not a bad deal.
Dude.
But I'm still not gonna go that often. And I mean, don't get me wrong. For $20, for real, if you go twice, you
pretty
know
much
what I
pay
mean?
for it right there.
Especially if you go to like IMAX or something like that.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah, you pretty much paid for it. Yeah.
So the only issue that I have with AMC is that I don't always want to go to an AMC theater.
Sure.
It's just not always the most convenient thing. You know what I mean? Where Moviepass, the reason why I like Moviepass was because you could use it anyway. Right? So, I don't know. Dead might be the wrong word. You know what I mean? But it's definitely sitting still at the moment. You know what I mean?
Maybe a foot in the grave.
You know, it just depends, right? I mean, $10 a month is a ridiculously good price for what they were offering, right? $15 a month, which is apparently what it's going to, really still isn't bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's still cheaper than AMC, but what are the benefits, you know what I'm saying, of being able to go? If now it's like, well, I can't go see the new
Certain
movie that's
times
out,
or whatnot.
or I can't go.
The stuff
you know what I
everybody
mean?
loved about it is the stuff that they're changing. So and they're raising the price.
Because the one thing they did do, they said initially they changed it back, was you would be able to use the Moviepass on the same movie multiple times. And then,
yeah, that was only brief though. Like they did definitely change that like relatively early.
Because now when I go into it, because I didn't have that problem a little while, not a few weeks ago, but now it actually lists and highlights the movies that you've gone and seen. And it tells you you've seen this movie already, you can't use it.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how that breaks down in terms of their ability to make money or whatever.
Sustain it.
I think that the idea is more than anything is that for them, the business plan, the ability to make money using Moviepass is to capture the data for the way people watch movies, so that they can sell that information to movie theater chains, to advertising chains for the people who want to run, you know, their ads in theaters before a movie starts, that kind of stuff, to be able to truly target the right kind of audience. The problem with Moviepass is that having something like that will skew those kind of results, because if you can essentially go see the movie for free, rather than going and seeing something different that you wouldn't normally go see, you just go back and see something you know you already like, right? Or you went and saw it, and now you have another friend who wants to see it, and you go and you see it with them because you don't care, because you're not paying for it, right? So instead of it showing what movies you actually might go see or what other movies you might really be interested in, it's really probably just returning data to them that says that you went and saw Infinity War 7 times. You know what I mean? Or whatever it was, because it didn't you know what I mean? So that data ends up being skewed, and then of course that data ends up not being any good to anybody they might want to sell that advertising information to. So it, you know, you also got to figure, like, the way people go see movies, right? The buying habits of people. You buy a ticket to go to the movies at a time when your friends are available, right, or something like that. It's still generally, for a lot of people, it's a planned event. There are people who go to movies by themselves, but for a lot of people, it's still a planned event. Like, hey, y'all trying to go to the movies? Let's go. Da da da. Hey, what time can we all go? And you might go to an 8 o'clock movie or a 10 o'clock movie or whatever, depending on what everybody's availability is like, right? But when you are essentially paying for a service and you just want to use it, the likelihood that like you're not doing anything at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you got some time to kill, so you're just gonna go.
Right.
It's very different and it's much higher, and so you're only going because you have this ability. Now, if everybody had Moviepass, that data does become valuable because it is realistic. Everybody has Moviepass. Everybody only pays $10. Everybody goes to the movies at these times. You know what I mean? But what Moviepass doesn't do a good job of is capturing the data that's necessary for the theaters. Like, okay, yeah, these people got in for free, but how much popcorn did they buy? Did they buy popcorn and drinks?
Buy candy,
you know what I mean? Yeah. What was the benefit for them? Probably the most valuable data that's come out of it is that people want something like this, and so AMC created something like this, right? But they want to keep you at their theater. It makes sense. So, I don't know if it's dead, but it's looking pretty bad.
Time will tell.
It's on life support for sure.
I'm saying they did.
Sure. Sure. But you never jumped in the first place. So, yeah. So.
Nah, it didn't make, like, the cost didn't make sense for as much as I go to the movies. You know what I mean? Like, just.
I said you don't even go one time.
Well, that's my point.
Yeah, like, I'm not going to use it.
That's my point. That's what I'm saying.
I would never use something like this right now.
I dig it.
Back in high school, of course, but not now.
Right. Okay, listen. Let's talk about Requiem. I'm going to tell you why I'm saying that. So currently, Marvel is going through their new Infinity Wars comics, right? On the heels of the movie.
I've seen the cover arts and all that kind of stuff bouncing around.
So, in the first issue, spoilers, because we need to talk about this. In the first issue, Thanos gets killed.
I do actually know that.
In the first issue. And I'm talking about beheaded. Straight up.
Like, you're not coming back.
And
no Infinity Gauntlet?
Then has his gauntlet crushed.
Oh. He gets, yeah. It's
Gauntlet's crushed.
Oh.
And then his entire squad. Body. Everybody. Everybodied. Okay? So, of course, it's like, okay, dog, who is this?
Now, just question, is this the person with that hood on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with like the
like the Infinity, like little guy. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, but we know who it is now.
Oh.
Are you ready?
Oh, just need a drum roll on this one.
You want to guess? You want to guess? Take a guess.
All right, so, damn, I don't even know where to start guessing.
Neither do I. Like,
that's the point.
Let me.
I put it to you this way: it's not somebody you don't know. Obviously, I wouldn't be asking you to guess.
All right, hero or villain?
Well,
the whole Marvel universe.
Yeah, that I mean, that remains to be seen. God no. Hey, what did you get? Crisscross goggles?
I reached for it.
No,
you did.
I'm so glad you did, because that's what I was going to throw out.
I reached for it. He has his own new series thing.
Yeah, I know. I was just reaching for that one.
Nah, no guesses.
No, I literally was going to just throw that out there just to lob that joint.
That made me mad because I need him to get bodied.
But here's the thing: if I'm right, the person uses a sword, right?
Yeah. They chopped his head off.
Yeah, like I've seen the cover. I know the person, and I see him like stabbing him stuff. So I know the person uses a sword. So right now I'm trying to think. I don't know, Psylocke.
Deadpool.
That's a pretty good guess.
Okay.
Oh, it's a female though.
It is a female.
It's a female.
It is a female.
Yeah, you can kind of.
You can kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Can we just tell you?
Yeah.
It's Gamora.
Oh. Hey! She said she was gonna do it in the movie.
Payback is.
It is Gamora.
I feel kind of bad now that that we actually didn't guess that off the heels of the movie.
Sure.
It makes more sense now when you think about it. In
here's the
hindsight,
thing.
it makes more sense.
Apparently, she's the problem now. She's the one. She's trying to collect all the stones.
How long did this battle between her and Thanos last?
60 seconds in.
Oh.
Like, I'm talking about, like, it's a straight up show up and you done, bruh. Like,
Did he know it was Gamora?
Nah.
Oh, she just showed up like in that outfit or whatever.
She showed up
and just gave him that
and
work.
showed out. Like, my man was just like, I guess it'd be great to be reunited with my love, Death. Yeah, sure.
Go
wah, wah. Yeah.
Jeez.
So,
she's the new Thanos.
It's revealed that it's Gamora. So your man Star-Lord is having a conniption. What's wrong with you, Slim? Right? And Doctor Strange is like, hold tight, bro. Relax for a minute. Her sword has the Power Stone in the hilt. Like, chill out.
That's why it looks that way. Aha!
That was a serious swing.
Right.
Like as he's explaining to me, like it's a big with a big purple glowing like
glows. It almost looked like it was a lightsaber.
Yeah, like Kylo Ren's lightsaber. It's more like a broadsword, like cloud
sword with you. That thing bad, bro.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Okay.
My man say, I got this.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Oh, guess what he gets?
Oh no!
Oh, they shank him. All up in that Star-Lord, bruh.
No more Star-Lord?
Listen, that's how the book ends. With her with the joint in my man's tummy and his back pointed. Like, you don't see it coming out the back of his jacket.
But he got stabbed, clearly.
For sure. And apparently she say that a part of her soul is still trapped in the Soul Stone. And she wants the Soul Stone back so she can make herself whole again.
So she's collecting all the stones for that purpose.
Oh. I just know on the cover, she holding Captain Marvel by the shirt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Star-Lord's on the ground. Like, it's real out here.
Wow.
She is straight up the new powerhouse.
She got an army with her? Or was it just her? Just her against everybody else?
It is Gamora.
Ooh, this is sounding tough.
Gamora, the movie.
It sounds so tough, bro. Oh, man. Like, yeah. That's where it is.
I've been saying that all day.
I'm so amped. I'm amped.
I ain't gonna lie.
Only
I
2
am
issues
too.
in? 2 issues in?
2 issues in.
I gotta play catch up.
2 issues in.
I need to go to the comics though.
Straight up.
We ain't had time this week.
I need to go
straight up.
New joke. I need to swing by the comic shop.
I want physical.
I got things.
Oh no, this is one. These are ones that we most certainly gonna have 15, 20 years from now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gamora killed
Real
Thanos.
Real deal.
Easily.
Like, I don't believe you. Well,
let's pull this one out.
Here it is, bro. Yeah.
Issue such and such, page number such and such.
It's the truth,
Bam.
man.
jeez.
It's the truth. It's an
That's
actual
crazy.
thing.
That's dope though. That's
the cover.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's almost, whose hand is that? Because I swear to you, that sword is going through somebody's hand.
I mean, no, it's through the gauntlet. It's through the gauntlet. The gauntlet is on the end of the sword.
Yeah. She out here catching bodies.
We'll make sure y'all get a chance to see it.
Yeah, you're going to get a chance to see that.
Y'all to see what we looking at, because that thing, that's a problem.
Damn, Star-Lord.
It's a problem, sir.
Damn, homie.
Is this what he gets for what happens in the movie? Is this the
karma?
I mean, it feels right to me.
Come on,
It
Star
feels right to
Lord.
me.
That hurts. That hurts.
Yeah.
Man.
And that's the cover of the first one. All right, so look,
Oh, that hurts.
we're gonna chew on that for a minute.
Yeah,
And maybe next week we'll talk about what that might mean for the MCU.
I need a palate cleanser off that one. That was
Sure.
That was kind of heavy.
We're gonna talk about something else when we come back momentarily. So we're getting ready to take a break.
Take a break.
Sounds good.
We'll be back in a few.
Loading snacks.
What's going on, everybody? Your boy sitting here at BlurCon 2018.
BlurCon!
Yes, and I am with a very amazing cosplayer that I cannot wait to introduce to y'all. Do me a favor, sir. Please introduce yourself.
1, 2, 3 in the place to be is the hip hop trooper, and I finally made it to BlurCon.
Yes, you have, sir. Thank you for showing up.
It's a pleasure.
Yes,
It's good to be here.
All over the place. First thing I gotta ask, where did you come up with the concept for the hip hop trooper?
Honestly, man, I took my childhood of Star Wars and hip hop. I took the Star Wars vessel, filled it with hip hop knowledge, music, and soul, and created the hip hop trooper.
Okay, and how long have you been doing this?
Oh man, 9 years, 10 years.
It's just the hip hop trooper, or is other things as well?
Well, I have other characters, but they're just quote unquote cosplay characters. And the hip hop trooper is me.
That's you.
Yeah. So even without the costume, I'm still the hip hop trooper. When I put the costume on, I'm still me. You know, I am the hip hop trooper.
It's just you.
Yeah.
That is dope. You have any other ones in the work that you would like to do, maybe? Like something else you would like to kind of combine and incorporate?
I do a lot of Dwayne Johnson stuff.
Okay.
I do 10,000 push-ups. But I'm trying to find someone to wear a gorilla costume so we can tear up Chicago.
Full of rampage.
But I can't get no one to wear a gorilla costume right now.
Okay, so now let me ask you this. What made you decide to come to BlurCon this year?
Honestly, man, I really wanted to come last year because I feel it's very important. If I can blow my own trumpet for 1 second, I've been kind of a big impact on this community in terms of cosplay of color, dealing with diversity issues and such. You know, I was Finn way before Finn. I remember when Finn came out in Star Wars, all the backlash he took, I was taking that years ago. Because I blended hip hop with Star Wars, and some purists were offended by it. Because I'm walking in playing music that they do not understand, and I have a look that they do not understand. But this is culture. And I wanted to be here because this is something really special that's brewing right now. And especially with Black Panther and the emergence of black superheroes, it's huge now. And our youth need that more than ever right now.
Absolutely.
So when they contacted me to be here, they started throwing numbers at me, like, what would it cost to get you here? I said, a meal in a hotel. I want to be here for the community and for the culture.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. We need more people like this out in the community to push this message across, you know what I'm saying, so we can get it out there and know how important something like this is.
Yeah.
Another question, what made you decide to go with the Adidas logo and the champion drink when you could have probably chose like Nike?
Well, what I do is I get into more detail on my panel at 3 o'clock, but Run DMC were my heroes.
Right?
So the Adidas came from Run DMC.
Okay.
Years and years went by, now I do some work with Champion. So I have a Champion edition suit.
Okay.
Because my nickname is the Cosplay Champion. So I decided to go with the Champion edition. So I like to rock the Champion chain. Yet again, I'm blowing my own trumpet. Because I am the champion.
Hey look, do me a favor, let everybody at home know where they can find you on social media, all over the place. Like, just tell everybody where they can find you and what you do.
Like, honestly, man, I'm super easy to find. Whip up your Google, type in Hip Hop Trooper. Everything is me. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, maybe even MySpace, who knows. Get some popcorn, cut off the Netflix, Hip Hop Trooper. I'm all there.
Hey look, definitely appreciate you taking out the time, man, to give us a talking to. Keep doing what you do. It is amazing. We love it. Everybody out there loves it. With that, I'm Sin. This is the Hip Hop Trooper. We're out of here.
We're out. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Yes.
Loading snacks.
Welcome back, snackers and snackettes. We just had a good conversation.
Yeah, we did.
Pretty good.
It's time to have another good conversation.
Okay.
And I'm gonna read something to you again.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna read you
See,
something.
he started
new.
reading stuff.
It's like he had to take that breath early when he
Exactly.
first. He's just like,
Yeah, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is, but whatever it is he's about to read, he had that distraught like look in his face. So.
and there it is.
I'm just
again.
gonna read a snippet, and we're gonna get into this. Now, this is from the Wall Street Journal. This is by someone named Sarah E. Needleman. I just want to give credit before I just read her stuff out. Okay. Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Allie Hicks fretted over her 10-year-old son playing the hugely popular shoot-'em-up video game Fortnite.
I think I know where this is going.
It wasn't the violence or the amount of time she was worried about. It was the result. He wasn't winning.
I know exactly.
So she hired him a coach.
Yep.
For about $50, Miss Hicks purchased 4 hours of online lessons from a player she found through a freelance labor website. Now, I could read more. I'm not going to.
We know where.
Sort of. I mean, okay. You know what? Let's talk about this for a second. Are we too far gone? You think?
With gaming the way that it is now?
Is it different from, and they talk about this a little bit in the article, is it different from if your son or daughter played baseball and you hired a separate coach for additional lessons, or if your son or daughter plays an instrument in the band at school and you also pay for them to have private lessons at home?
I don't think so.
Is he trying to be a professional?
Possibly. The thing is, here's the thing. There are professional coaches. There are people who do this for usually teenagers and young adults who are trying to go pro.
Right.
Right? So I think, look, if when I was and this is a little different. When I was very young and breakdancing was a very popular thing, it was all I wanted to do. And my parents paid for me to take lessons.
Mm-hmm.
But probably mostly because they didn't want me to break my neck.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? It's a little bit different, right? But if your child loves and enjoys something, right? As opposed to just feeding a habit. Like when we were growing up, Comic-Cons weren't really a thing.
Right.
So like we continued to feed whatever addiction we had with comic books, the collection of them, the need to finish the story or whatever, right? We got money, whether it was our money, whether it was allowance money, whatever it was, like our parents allowed that, right? Like allowed us to do that. But now, like we go to Comic-Cons all the time and we see parents that are taking their kids to Comic-Con.
Cosplay with them and stuff
now,
like that.
A lot of them are people who grew up like us who always loved this stuff anyway and didn't have an outlet like that, right? And now they're doing that for their kids. And these parents are quite possibly parents who play video games like we did coming up and do recognize it as... There are people in this article who... Like, there's a guy in this article who says that he is already planning for his son to get a scholarship based on the video games that he plays and how well he plays.
Where was this?
And it's a real thing.
When I needed this.
Where was it?
Yes.
It didn't exist.
God.
I mean, it may have, but you just missed that boat, right? I mean, there are collegiate video game teams, right? The Overwatch Championship was just done at the Barclays Center, right?
And they're talking
Where
about
the
trying to
Nets
get like
play.
esports and so they're
It's
into
on
the Olympics.
ESPN.
You know what I mean?
They're talking about trying to get it in the Olympics. Like, it's a thing. It's no less a sport than chess.
No, you're right.
And I would argue that chess isn't a sport. But it's a game. It gets played. People watch it. You can be good at it. You can get beat at it. Like,
paid for it.
And you can get paid for it.
They show it on one of them ESPN channels.
Because
They show it on all of them.
Yeah.
Because the new arena that they built out by the wharf in DC where the Mystics are playing, if you go on their website, it's actually also advertised as an esports arena.
Sure.
It's actually advertised as that. Now, I don't know if they've had anything necessarily scheduled as of yet, but
it's labeled as one.
It's labeled as one.
I mean, you got to think about it. There are cities that are represented by teams of people who play Overwatch. Right?
I find that so amazing.
London just played Philadelphia in the Overwatch Championships in New York at the Barclays Center.
I'm going to tell you one reason why I find that dope, not to really get off topic, but just the fact that we know that this was a game that they were going to scrap.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean? And just now we're to the point where not only is it one of the most biggest games ever, but now it's big enough to hold its own tournament. Like you say, where like countries are going at each other. Like, I just find that journey like amazing.
It is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely amazing.
But Fortnite is there too, right?
Oh, yes, it is.
Fortnite has been, they've been talking about Fortnite for 5-6 years, right? Just the beginning of this year, what Fortnite was, you know what I mean? And this time last year, when Fortnite was being released as a beta, it's still in beta, people.
I know, right?
Right? And we paid a lot of money to jump into.
Oh, man.
You know, before there ever was a free version.
And even though I don't play Battle Royale, still love Fortnite.
Sure,
I love the other mode.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Me too.
Yeah.
But I paid for it.
Yes, we did.
You know what I'm saying? And
Paid a lot.
Yes, we did. We got a lot. Like, you know.
Yeah, cool.
But for it to be as big as it is, the kind of phenomenon that it is, and for it to actually exist everywhere, right? And for there to be the kind of pressure on parents, like they're literally talking about in this article, like, I just like all his friends play. I don't want him to be the kid that gets picked on because he's not good at it, right? And the 10-year-old is saying, like, I don't want my friends to find out how I got good, because then they're gonna say I cheated, or they're gonna think, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a real thing, right? Like, that's a real thing.
I mean, I wouldn't even consider that to be cheating, because I mean, just like you said, every time you may have that mentor, someone that helps you along with something. It's not like he's
true, but it's being paid for.
I get it,
and I think that's I can see where his argument was. Like,
so is that the same thing to say that, oh, if I pay for someone to help my child play basketball, would you call that cheating as well too?
No, but I think this is the video game is this new weird era that people are trying to still learn and get comfortable in with all this type of stuff. So in that iterate, no, you're right, it wouldn't be. But in gaming right now, I can see how it's still looked at that way. You know what I mean? Because it's not so big like that. Just even though you couldn't tell by the esports. And all that kind of
I mean, you got to think about it, right? It's the same as anything else, right? Because there are kids who their parents, like, Fortnite's free, so you can play it anywhere. Anybody can play it, right? If you have a phone, anybody can play it. But everybody's parents don't have money to pay somebody $50 for them to come teach them how to play it.
Right. Did they say what he's playing it on?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I'm just wondering, like, if he's playing it on his cell phone. You know what I mean? As opposed to playing it like
Switch or
on a console. You know what I'm saying? Or like somebody has it on a computer, and that might be why. You know, because that plays a factor in, you know what I'm saying?
And who knows? Maybe the coach is adept. Maybe it's just about techniques. You know what I mean? Of like, hey, when you start, go
do
here,
certain things,
and then build. You know, I'm teaching you how to build really fast, or here's the best resources to grab, or here's where you can go and you can get this. This is where you can protect yourself, so you don't have to worry about killing more people.
I think the mom would know that. I think she would just see like her son keeps losing and he's frustrated and trying to do anything she can.
Sure. She might not know that. I'm just saying. You know, the article's not talking to the coach about what the coaching techniques are. It's just, you know. But I think that this, I mean, it's a true phenomenon, right? You know, like, go back to like the first Sims game in like 2000, and how very quickly that
took the world by storm.
Yes, but only for people who knew. It's nowhere close to what Fortnite was.
Right. No.
But what I'm saying is, do you remember the Mall of the Sims?
Yes.
So there was this, you young, so let me just fill you in.
Hey.
Some of y'all might be young too. So there was a website called the Mall of the Sims, right? And basically, it was a website you could go to that had maps that looked just like a mall map, right? And it had individual stores. There were stores that sold furniture, stores that sold posters, stores that sold wallpaper, stores that sold t-shirts or whatever, right? And it was people going in and modifying like assets from the game, t-shirts and wallpaper and things like that. And then basically some of that stuff was free. Some you could go in the stores, you could just go in and you could download t-shirts that had pictures of Tupac on them. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, right? Or different modified furniture, things like that, right? Like people were doing what people do to computer games.
Right. Slicing my sense.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not. There were people who were making money though. There were stores in there that if you wanted to get product out of it, you had to pay them actual money, right? And the same thing happens on eBay with items in World of Warcraft. You pay me this money, I'll meet you in game and I'll trade you this item, right? When it got to the point where it's like people are actually making real money off of playing the game, not off of making the game.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you have things now where a lot of that kind of stuff is built in. You look at Forza Horizon or whatever, and people
Right.
do all the paint jobs and stuff like
Right.
that, and you kind of see things in game or whatever. But there are people who make money, you know what I mean, doing it, right? So this is just another evolutionary step to me, right? There are people who are making money off of a game. They are playing it, but they're teaching other people how to play it, right?
Mhm.
And that's a real market. It's a real thing, right? Video game coaching is a real thing, right? So think for a second. Have you ever tried to play a first-person shooter with somebody who just doesn't
couldn't
get it, doesn't get, right? But there are people who could just teach people how to do that. Like it's a thing. Like you know how to play first-person shooters, so what's stopping Sin from having Sin's first-person shooter
class.
coach classes? You know what I'm saying?
Choke somebody. That's probably.
You're probably right, but you wouldn't if you were getting paid.
Paid.
Because if you're teaching them and they not getting it, I see you next week. You know what I'm saying? Like
Keep
I see you
bringing
next
that
week.
money
You
back.
getting better. I see you next week.
You don't have a smile on your
You know
face.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
I
little Jimmy.
I think my thing is like with this whole article thing is if you're actually want to be like an esports player or a league player, something like that.
Sure.
I don't see a problem with moms paying to get a coach.
Nah.
But I feel like if that's not your goal, then just gather your friends and just practice.
Yeah,
And maybe because that's just how I came up playing games. Like I didn't have that option, but I just find it so easy. Let's gather everybody because that's what we did with like Halo. Like me and my friends would get together. We would sit in the full screens or whatever, and we would practice lobbing grenades across the screen to the point where we could throw a grenade, hit you on your head every single time. We play invisible just to practice. And we just run around and shoot each other on the hardest difficulty, just being invisible. Then we go to other two houses and play.
But you never practice without them?
Yeah.
Right. It's the same thing. You wouldn't tell them, I was practicing without y'all.
Yeah.
You would just, when they
You
show
put that
up
work
next
in.
time,
You be throwing them grenades and you were on point with it.
So the next time you and all your friends got together, you would show up and have some new technique, or you be using some weapon you don't normally use.
We didn't go over that last time we sat here. Where did you pick that up from?
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, but it'd be different 'cause in my squad, so I showed them, look, I learned this trick or whatever. Because we would go and play other people.
you went
Right,
to-
if you're going to
Oh, if
play
you're playing that,
we would play other people.
but that's what I'm saying, right? It's the same thing, right? You're playing other people, but Battle Royale is every man for himself.
True.
I mean, you can play squads, and you can, you know what I mean? But you also don't necessarily want to be the person on the squad who always has the least amount of kills.
Yep.
Or, you know what I mean?
First
like,
to die, you're the one.
It just, you know, where we are mentally, like in terms of games and the way the games are played and the interactivity and whatever, like, for us, we had to be together to play. So, like, yeah, you might get poked, you know, a little bit fun out of that, a little bit, but, like, you're also not being compared to the entire world or to the 100 people in that list, right? And so, like, when you're at the bottom of 100 people, that's very different than being last to your other 3 friends when y'all playing Halo. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that every now and again. And when it's not the same world. It's different. And everybody can see it. And when everybody's doing it and it is the most popular thing, you know, as a parent, maybe that was just, you know, I guess it's kind of like, what else do you do, right? Like if your child was coming to you and saying, you know, and they were sad or they were upset or whatever, and you know it was wrong, and it's like they probably don't even really want to tell you, you know what I mean, or whatever. But like if it turns out that's what it is, how do you help them? You don't play games. You can't show them how to do it, or you can't. All you can tell them is like, well, just keep playing, you'll get better. And it's like, no, because every time I play, I get beat. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not learning anything or whatever it is, right? So, what do you do? How do you solve it? Like, she clearly researched. Like, she clearly went out there and looked like,
at it, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, she must have Googled like how to get better at Fortnite or something. She found like on a freelance for job site, like almost like the way you go find a handyman. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. Like, she went on like Angie's List.
That's crazy.
And found somebody who was like, yeah, I do Fortnite lessons.
Craigslist, you go through Fortnite lessons.
$50 for 4 hours. You know what I mean? Like, and it could all be online. It might not even be, you know what I mean?
Right.
It may not. It just, I don't know, man. It's a different world. It's a different world than what we came up in, and
Right.
I'm not sure if I mean, I think when I read the headline, I was like, man, get the like, come on, bro. You know what I mean? Oh, soft boy, man, don't get that boy no lessons. He's soft, right? But again, when you put it in context, right, of just the world we live in and like how big a deal video games are, and the fact that video games are more and more being treated like a sport, and like, you know, when like, let me put it to you like this. I walked in once within like the last 7 or 8 months on like a Sunday afternoon into my father's living room, which is not uncommon for him to be like sitting on the couch after cutting the grass or something, watching ESPN or whatever. And he was watching like, there was like it was called like the Amazon Fire competition or something like that, right? And it was just like on ESPN, like main ESPN, people playing games on Amazon Fire tablets.
What?
And yes, and like,
You serious?
I'm dead serious.
I know
It was probably
I know you tell the truth, but
like Miss Pac-Man joints. What's that frog? What was that frog joint? It was like a fake frog. Crossy Road.
that joke was dope.
I'm just
For a cell
saying,
phone
like,
game, like,
people were playing and they were going by high scores. So they were playing, eliminating people based on high scores, and they were winning money. My father was like, "Hey, yo, check this out. They playing games on," you know what I mean? And like, you know, and there was a girl who was in, I can't think of her name. You know, man, she pretty good. I'm like, how you know she good? You know what I mean? But it's a
Her high score. Look at the high score.
but it's a thing, right? And like in the same way that it used to perplex me, even as a child, like, how are you watching golf? You know what I'm saying?
Kind of
Like,
thing.
they show bowling,
Yep.
Yeah,
they show poker.
I should watch.
More recently now.
But
When I had cable, yeah, but just, I like.
I know you like poker too, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of them things where it's like, poker
But
doesn't really belong
I
on
get it, yeah. But I
ESPN.
get it. Like it would throw me off. Like really? I saw the poker tournament. The next thing I know, I'm like, this hand good.
Right,
they had,
right.
they had cornhole on there one time.
Right, and that's a
And that
major
is a
thing right now.
thing.
It is the college teams for cornhole are no joke. No joke.
Straight up.
I'm sorry, just cornhole just makes me.
So when it's
yeah,
so
the
when
cornhole tournament on
when the
ESPN,
beer
like really.
pong college champion, like nah. You know, look, I mean, I'm just saying, like, the sponsorships are real.
Very
They're
real.
serious.
Yeah,
There's money coming in. People have
it is.
their own product. You know what I mean? It
Yep.
comes out of video games, gaming mouses, and,
Yeah.
and keyboards,
Headphones, all that stuff, yeah.
It's a thing, right? And if you got a kid right now that's 10, their championship level play is coming in like the next 5 years.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, because for real, with video games, by the time you 25, man, that's it. You pretty much out. You can't play Call of Duty no more with them kids, man. Their reflexes just too much. You weak. You weak, bruh. I'm just saying.
I'm waiting for
I don't want
Black
to.
Ops.
I don't want to subscribe to that theory just yet.
And look, just keep it a stack.
I know you.
When you
I know,
jump
but I want
when
to
you jump
subscribe
into the beta for Call of Duty,
But I don't play Call of Duty, so I can get away with. I can
You're
just say
like,
that I don't
yeah.
play. I'm here just to play the beta right now. I don't care if I win or lose. But since I was on Destiny, I'll be dusting.
Hey, I went on that 10 kill streak that that dude ended that when we was playing.
Yeah, he was rocking. I was slumming. I could not get in the group.
that's what I'm saying. But y'all was probably playing with old people too.
No, we actually got in.
I will admit,
no.
there was one we played.
We got in with
we
that-
played a clan. We played a clan. They had strategic moves
Hey,
going
look,
on
they
there.
dusted us in less than 3 minutes. It was
It was
terrible.
horrible.
See, that's I mean, it's a thing. It's real, man. And they probably got a coach.
We were
There's
probably just
probably
the warm-up.
somebody who's a member of their team who maybe doesn't play anymore, or maybe they used to play or whatever. Somebody who just develops strategies. Like, it's just that's the world that we live in now, and so
It is. It's new territory that
Yeah.
with gaming that people are still trying to like fully adjust to and figure out. You know what I mean?
it's just a matter of like what's gonna be the next big thing,
Yep.
right? Because if right now people are playing for like Fortnite's kind of crazy because the kids who are the Minecraft generation are getting older now, and we're looking for that like next thing that was like Minecraft
And
where they could build, but now it's time for them to move into like shooting and getting the shooting mechanics or whatever. And those kids will move in to the PUBGs and the Call of Duties and whatever. Like they just will. It's gonna happen. But like those kids understand building and all of the like Minecraft is so complex. It seems simple. It looks simple. Anybody can play it, but it's super complex. And the kind of stuff you can do in it is so ridiculous. Like there are museums of just Minecraft.
Yeah, like, I don't think you like. Sometimes you forget until that video pops up on your news feed. Like somebody built the entire Lord of the Rings world in Minecraft. Like you did what?
Why?
Then you click on the video, like, damn, that looks good.
It does.
Yeah. Now, how long did that take you to do?
And did somebody pay you for it? Because why do you have that kind of time?
They pay you, I get it, but
there are people who pay. Like there are. I read an article not that long ago about companies that pay like people to go in and do like logos and different stuff like that within.
Remember when they did the work in like T-Mobile phone?
It was a Verizon phone.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sorry, but it worked in the game. It worked
and had video. Yeah.
Dope.
Stupid.
Dope.
So I don't know. It's weird. It's a little bit scary, but I'm also like super proud.
No, most
definitely. That we've come this far,
That
I'm with you.
It is this era now, like the kids who are coming up in this era, like I feel like we built this era. Like
we did.
Like
oh no, we taking ownership.
Our parents dealt with us. We're passing it down. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if there's ever been this kind of a move where the kinds of things that we were into as kids
have now become big enough to where not only do they have their own award shows, but it's looking at it has their own sports venue and looked at it to be put in the Olympics, like something that was considered a toy.
I don't think
inexpensive
anything like that has ever happened. Never. I mean, maybe, right? Like there are hula hoop competitions or something like that, right? Or like double dutch competitions. Like technically, it's a toy. But people double dutch, they jump rope at championship levels. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like it is, but like this is the way video games is. Right. Not the way the internet makes that different and changes it. Like the stuff that when we were kids, we're like, yo, what if I could play with you, but I didn't have to leave my house?
Yeah. Because not only are the creators getting celebrated, the players are getting celebrated too.
That too. You know what I mean? And the thing is, it's also been like for a long time, like the creators didn't really get, you know, now for us as adults, the people who were creating those things that we loved when we were kids and they were our age or younger than we are now. You know what I mean? Like, sure, within that very small, tight-knit group, you know what I mean? Yeah. The ones that might be at a con.
Right.
They know who it is. Right, but now it's kind of like everybody knows who Stan Lee is.
Yeah.
Everybody. That wasn't a thing. You know what I mean? It just I'm sure still people who are like, man, that's the dude who did something crazy that last movie.
Yeah. He in all they movies.
Why they do that with
Why they can't put them in there?
Yeah.
Like, really, you still asking that 10 years later? Nobody's told you yet.
Most definitely.
Right.
He probably got some money. I don't think I ever seen him in anything else. You know what I mean? Like, just like, you know what I mean? Like,
you been hearing them say, we all hear them say, like, around us, like, he's in the movie again.
Maybe 10 seconds.
And everybody go crazy when he show up.
They do. I don't understand why. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like most people know who Stan Lee is, right?
At least looked him up since though.
Well, Stan Lee's in like his 90s.
Yeah.
Like this been around for a long time.
Yeah.
It's our generation that I feel like really grasped it and took it and made it something that like it beats in pop culture.
Because we're the ones running it now. Like we're not old enough to be in those key positions in film, cinema, gaming, in comics. Like we're all of that age now to be in it to push the stuff that we look forward.
And it's the stuff that you would never see. Like I don't know. I mean, I know you didn't see the Teen Titans Go movie, right? You were with me when I saw.
34 minus.
There was a scene, and this isn't a spoiler, right? But there's a scene where they make a prank call to Superman, right? To try to get him to leave somewhere he is, right? So Cyborg is pretending he's Lois Lane.
Okay.
And so he's like, what he says is, you got to come save me from Gene Hackman and his realty schemes or whatever, right? And I'm dying because no kid in that room knows or knows that it's a reference to the first Superman movie. You know what I mean, or whatever. It's stuff like that. I watched the episode of Teen Titans Go the other day, which is one of the first episodes from the first season, and Robin is like giving him a tour of like Batman's house. Right? Of like where they stay and stuff like that. And they get to his room and it's like a dungeon, bro. It's like terrible, right? No paint on the walls. And he's walking in like, oh, that's the pillow where I cry myself to sleep every night. You know what I mean? And this is the drain where all my tears went, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. And then like Beast Boy's like, bruh, you ain't have nothing? Like all this money, all this stuff, you ain't have nothing? He was like, Batman taught me that money only leads to problems. And you know, stuff like that. Right. Like the episode is called like More Money, More Problems.
Yeah.
Right? And then they're like, it had to be something you wanted. And he's like, the only thing he wanted was a poster of BBD, Belle DeVoe on his wall.
Yep.
So they like, man, you earn this money. We got to go spend this money. So they go start buying all this stuff. And my man puts, like they talk about BBD leaving New Edition. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a, I'm
it's
like, yo.
Thing. Like it was a thing. Oh my God.
I need to see this.
It's a thing, man. So listen. Y'all do me a favor and chime in, because we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Chime in the comments. Let me know what you think about this kind of stuff. How you feel about where pop culture is and so forth. Make sure you're following us at Loading Snacks.
Absolutely.
That's the easiest way to get a hold of us all. I am at Empty Shells. That dude right there is at Sincere619. That gentleman right there is at New Joker 89. You can follow at Creative71. There's an underscore in there somewhere. You'll figure it out. You can also follow at Coos Concessions. That'll let you know what the team is up to. We are preparing for our next cons. Super shout out to all the people who we met at BlurCon. It was great to meet you all. Certainly showing a lot of love. Keep your eyes on the YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that ding-a-ling bell so you don't miss any of these interviews and so forth that we have that we are uploading. With that, we're gonna get up out of here. So toodles and lose.